Hi everyone. This is my second task under the internship of done under Sparks Foundation. That's my second task is to find the optimum number of clusters from the given data set, and I have to represent it visually. I have used K-means algorithm, which is an unsupervised machine learning algorithm for this purpose. My first step is to import all the necessary libraries such as NumPy, Pandas to work with data frames, and Matplotlib and Seaborn to do data visualization, and sklearn for implementing machine learning algorithms. I have read my data set iris.csv. This is the data set given, and I have just imported the data set and checked the first 5 rows, first 5 records. Since the ID and the index is so confusing, I have dropped the ID. Then find the number of numerical variables and category variables in the PAN data set. I can do this with iris.info. Then iris.shape gives the number of rows and columns in the data set. This means that I have 150 records in the data set, 150 rows and 5 columns. The columns are sepal length, sepal width, petal width, and species. Iris is a flower, and it has 3 types of species in this given data set. The sepal length, sepal width, and petal length and petal width are the features in the data set. Now, dot describe will give the statistical analysis of the numerical variables in the data set. So it gives statistical information, standard deviation, mean, median of the numerical variables. Now I am finding number of unique value counts in the under the column species. It means that it has 3 types of species. The flower database contains 3 records of 3 species of the flower iris. It's Setosa, versicolor, and virginica. Now I am importing label encoder to convert these categorical values, Setosa, versicolor, virginica, into numerical form. So I used label encoder and fitted the data column species into the label encoder. This will convert as Setosa is now denoted by 0, versicolor is 1, and virginica is species 2. Now let me represent the data visually. So I have made a scatter plot showing the petal length and petal width. Here is the plot. This is Setosa. Next is the green dots are versicolor and the yellow are virginica. Similarly, I have made a scatter plot with sepal length versus sepal width. Then I have found correlation between the numerical variables. Iris.core. Now data visualization. I have used heat map to represent the numerical quantities, how they are related with each other. How the features are related with respect to each other. Then pair plot. The pair plot usually gives produces a plot of every variable in every numerical variable in the data set is plotted against the variable in the data set. So here the sepal length is plotted, sepal length, petal length, and sepal width. All the features are plotted against sepal length. All the features when plotted against sepal width is like this. So this gives how the variables are related to each other, what distribution they follow. We can capture all these information from the pair plot. The blue colored dots regions denote this types of record can be classified as 0, that is Versica. This is Virginica, Setosa, this is Virginica, like that. Next, violin plot also shows the distribution of the numerical data. Hence, I have made a violin plot of for the numerical data with against species, sepal length versus species, sepal width against the species. For all the numerical variables, I have made a violin plot. Next, we have to find the number of clusters using elbow method, for which I have to basically visualize the clusters first using a scatter plot. From the sklearn, I have imported k-means, and given the iris species values, and from the range 1 to first we have to decide the optimum number of clusters. That for the k-means we have to choose the k number of clusters. So I have fixed from 1 to 11 and made an elbow graph to determine the number of clusters. By plotting the number of clusters against WCC value, we get a graph like this. Here, after 3, the graph is remaining constant. Hence, I can take the number of clusters as 3. K is equal to 3. Now keep k is equal to 3 in the k-means algorithm, and cluster is equal to 3, and using k-means plus as in it, okay, for performing k-means algorithm, and choosing a random state 5 which keeps the data set constant. Now k-means will be my model. Give the k-means and predict for the features. Now I have used a scatter plot and visualized the clusters. See, I have got 3 clusters. The clusters are represented by star in the plot. Thus, I've got number of clusters as 3 and have plotted the number of clusters also in my scatter plot. Thank you.